Welcome to our event today, Introduction to Health Service Governance, a webinar which will take not too long, about 30 minutes. And before I introduce myself and go through the agenda, there are some few housekeeping points I'd like to go through. So to ensure there is no background noise for you, we have muted all participants. So please ensure that your computer or device stays muted. Could you also please ensure that your video is switched off? If you do have a technical problem, so for example, you can't hear us, please use the chat box to notify us and we're trying to assist you. One of the team will try and assist you. Or it could be that you need to log out and back in again. Questions will be taken at the end of the presentation. Please don't type those in the chat box. If you'd like to ask a question, please only use the Q&A box, and you can type your questions during the presentation and post them. If you want to be anonymous, please click the anonymous button in the question box before submitting your question, and we will answer as many as we can in the time that we have. The webinar is recorded. I believe that will be sent to you after the session, and you can also provide some feedback for us by completing the evaluation form. So I am the Learning Support Manager at the Institute, and I support all of our students through the qualifications with us. That's the full qualifying programme and all of our short course qualifications. And I will be presenting the session today. So here's the agenda today. We're going to, I'm going to go through the introduction to who we are, the Chartered Governance Institute UK and Ireland. Then I will do an overview of the Health Service Governance Qualification and how it can assist in your professional development, how you register and the registration requirements. Then I shall go through the qualification structure and assessment and some of the content that's in the course. And then I'll show you some quotes from our current students of how they are finding it as they approach their exam in June. So the Chartered Governance Institute UK and Ireland, we are a chartered membership body and qualifying body for people working in governance, risk and compliance, including company secretaries. We also deliver finance, international finance and administration qualifications as well. We offer we've got over 100 years experience developing the skills and knowledge of governance, which is shown through our qualifications. We have training and some high quality guidance and technical know-how in our knowledge hub area. Not only do we cover qualifications, but we have lots of resources in our knowledge hub, research and guidance, which our policy team do, and we have publications as well, which is sent out to members. All of that provides really good practical advice. Our mission is to champion good governance and develop the value, skills and effectiveness of company secretaries and governance professionals. We have over 34,000 members and students worldwide, made up of 9 divisions, of which we are one. So I don't know any of your background roles today, but I assume that you are either working in the sector, or it could be that you're sidestepping your governance role from another sector into this one. And this qualification will help you with that and add to your professional development. So health service, highly rewarding industry with various career roles within it, an industry that has a positive impact on people and the community through improving the quality of patient care, and therefore in need of strong governance at its core. It's important that health service is shown to be doing the right things in the right way, as scrutiny can be high and there is a high potential for criticism. It's important, therefore, that problems are acknowledged and that health service organisations work together to maintain or improve performance. So in your NHS establishment that you're with, do you know what is driving the governance and behaviour within it? Are there things that you're not quite sure of, or things that you think could be done better? Governance professionals in this sector are the vital link between the board and the executive team, and they provide that seamless support. So what does this qualification do? What can it do for you to enhance your skills? It will, you'll be able to identify key requirements and processes and support your organisation in doing the right thing to run things efficiently and compliantly to support your role. And that's including any governance requirements or regulations and the basic principles of governance, how to apply theoretical frameworks and approaches to governance, understand the NHS governance structures and the implications for best practice, and to know that NHS governance is key to effective leadership, responsible stewardship of public assets, services, and public accountability. And finally, being successful in this qualification will bring you the benefit of an affiliateship with us. And that's designed to enhance your professional standing with the right to use the post-nominals CG affiliated. Gives you the opportunity to serve on branch councils and a commitment to continuing professional development. It also provides preferential access to the Institute's knowledge and services. So, you know, that's our community, that's our governance community. So I'll quickly go through some of the basics of the qualification, but I do suggest that you go to our website because there's a good information pack on there, and have a look at the syllabus as well, so you'll see the weightings of the course. So aimed at those who work in management or an administrative role in the NHS with governance responsibilities. That could be trust secretaries in clinical commissioning groups or commissioning support units, trusts or foundation trusts, directors of corporate governance or affairs, governance officers, head of governance, and those in non-executive or lay roles, or general practice managers. This level 6 qualification is the only one of its kind and covers the specific governance needs of the NHS in England and Wales, equivalent to the standard of study and assessment at the final year of a UK undergraduate degree. If you're working in the private sector, this will give you the knowledge, although you might be at a disadvantage because you're not working within those NHS commissioning groups, etc. Every course every year commences in September, and so you can register any time up till the end of August. Some students even register a bit later. There's no problem, you can catch up, and the examination is generally the second week of June. You can register for the qualification online, and the qualification contains 5 compulsory modules, all incorporated into one final examination. And of course, as I've said before, you know, you can get affiliateship. So the tutor can't be with us today, but I did ask her how she felt this qualification supported the role and further professional development of those working in governance in the NHS. And this is what she had to say. The breadth of the course across the NHS sector gives an insight into different types of organisations within it. It grapples with the future governance arrangements for an integrated care system, so it is very much a live course. The principles of governance explored will help students apply them to any type of organisation they work for, and it is highly aligned with the corporate governance code, the corporate code as well. So you'll learn all the foundational information, so you could transfer that knowledge outside of the NHS should you want to go to the corporate field. And of course, our qualifying programme is recognised, that's our whole qualified programme, is recognised within the sector, perhaps less so than this one module itself. But if she was interviewing and had the choice between a candidate with experience but no module and one with the module, she'd go for the one with the module, and then would be asking their willingness to take the course if they had the experience. So I'm going to go through with you the qualification structure. I'll be brief here as I go into more detail about the content of the course in a minute. So this qualification is delivered online, so no matter where you are geographically, you can access the course. Having said that, we want you to have a positive learning experience and feel that you're fully supported from us, and that we are with you every step of the way during your study, right up to your exam. So in the first session, I go through the best ways to study and retain content, and I also go through revision techniques in the final session, and I'm in regular contact with you before and after each session as we go along. Everything you need to successfully pass the exam is in one area, and that's the learning management system, and other guidance and information can be accessed on the student portal of our website, MyCG. So that's all your member resources, your exam date, the timetable. You will have access to the programme guide, which details the content of the course and includes all the diary schedules of the upcoming live webinars. You'll have access to all of our past examination papers, so to have a look at and prepare. And we do get some student answers as well from exams, some real life exams, so you compare what you might have written to those answers. We have mark schemes and the examiner's report. The study text is available to download in a PDF format, and that forms part of your registration fee. The study text is enhanced by a range of illustrative and self-testing features to assist understanding and to help you prepare for your exam. The text ends with a range of additional guidance and reference material, including a glossary of key terms. We have a directory of web resources there and a comprehensive index. The test yourself parts will help you recap on key information and core concepts. And the stop and think challenges will encourage you to reflect on how your own experiences relate to the topic. The live webinars are like study lectures with your tutor. There are at least one a month. There might be on occasion two. So it's your time with the tutor to not only go through the content, but to ask questions that you have. Links to the webinars are all preloaded in the learner management system. And should you not be available to attend a live session, it is recorded and you can listen to that at any time should you miss one. I'm going to say here as well that they're really interactive. Claire does get you to do some reflection points, and you read the content before you go, so you'll know what the content's being covered. So you read your study text, you come with questions, then you have your lecture. There are 2 assignment tasks. They're not compulsory. They are based on the material learnt so far and give you the opportunity to practice an exam question in timed conditions. These are not, as I said, they're not mandatory, but you can submit them and you will receive a mark and feedback from the tutor. We understand that self-study doesn't suit everyone, so there is a student forum that you can join. That's where you meet others in the cohort and share and discuss your studies or any questions. And also the tutors will answer any questions you have in between sessions. You just email them through to me and I'll get an answer for you. The assessment is a final online examination, closed book exam taken at a venue of your choice, as long as it's private, where you're undisturbed and you have a good stable Wi-Fi connection. The examination is set and marked by us, and the pass mark is 50%, and you have 4 attempts. And of course you get affiliateship on completion. So I'm just going to give you a quick note about our full qualifying programme, should you be interested in completing this. It is split into 2 parts, and these are the modules within that. So part 1, you either sit the corporate governance or the health service governance, which is this qualification I'm speaking about now. And should you be successful and want to study our qualifying programme, you will be exempt from taking that one. So you'll end up doing company law, company compliance, administration and finance. The part 2 modules are risk management, development of strategy and boardroom dynamics. And then you will have, you will be part of the qualifying programme. And then there are criteria for charter status, which is on the website. Okay, so I'm going to go through the qualification content here. It's in 5 parts: the governance landscape, the board's role and directors' responsibilities, the effective board and its officers, governance for foundation trusts, clinical commissioning groups, and new models of care, and then finally, risk management, assurance, and audit. So the first part then covers definitions and issues, theoretical frameworks, definitions and issues in health service governance, the structure of the NHS, the governance and the law, and voluntary codes of best practice. And at the bottom there, those are the key topics. So we're looking at excuse me, key issues in governance, the stakeholder theory, common themes in poor governance, improving public health, company law and other legislation, and compulsory regulation and voluntary best practice. The next section is the board's role and directors' responsibilities, covering the board structure and its committees, and the duties and liabilities of the directors. And that's what the topics include, the structures and the powers. The next section is the effective board and its officers, and those key areas are maintaining an effective board, the chair of the board, exec directors, non-exec directors, and the company secretary. And topics include constructive challenge and effective decision making, separating the role of the chair and CEO, the appointment of exec directors, the effectiveness of non-execs, and the skills and knowledge required to be a company secretary. Then there's governance for foundation trusts, CCGs, and new models of care. And so this covers NHS Foundation Trusts, CCGs, and the topics include the legal and regulatory framework for foundation trusts, duties, rights and powers of the CCG and its governing body, and regulation of new models of care. And finally, risk management, assurance and audit, and the topics include the systems and procedures for risk management, financial reporting, and the role of the internal and external auditor. So the course is led by Claire Lee. She is the author of all our study materials and the tutor of this qualification. She has over 15 years of NHS experience and has worked across a wide number of NHS providers, including mental health services, acute and community services. She is at the moment a freelance governance specialist, and she works for a wide number of trusts. She's currently the examiner for this qualification, and she's an associate of NHS providers developing and delivering Govern Well, the national training programme for FT governors. And she does deliver bespoke training events. And as I said, the webinars that Claire designs is to support your learning and is quite question and discussion based as well. I think that was a whistle-stop tour of the structure. If you do have any questions, please pass them through to us. And if it's for the tutor or you want to know some technical advice on it, then please just contact us. But I took the liberty of asking our current students of what they felt this course offered them. And as you can see, we've got an assessment trust secretary where they're seeing it's interesting to see the best practice and the legal frameworks behind the things that you all do on a daily basis. And many governance systems are inheriting from predecessors. So you go into a job, it's good to see how that relates to the wider picture. And this has helped their career by giving them the skills and knowledge as well as the actual qualification to move into a more senior role. And the next one, quite interestingly, is in an administration role, and is but given some governance responsibilities. Now that could be you. So so good for you to progress in your career. And here's a couple of more feedback. Greater confidence seems to be the one that everyone does look at, and to further careers, and a much better understanding of trust secretariat work. think we have one final one here. And as you can see, as I said, you know, coming from a corporate governance role and being a PA, having some background knowledge, this would further and enhance the skills, give you more confidence when you're attending meetings, etc. I'll just give you a moment to read those. And that's it. Thank you. I think we'll take some questions now. As ACG of the Institute, if I take the course, will it be termed as CPD? Okay, right, so it's not CPD, it's 200 hours of study, this qualification. So we recommend that you can put 6 to 8 hours of study into that, and it doesn't give you CPD, it will give you a full qualification. If you have any other qualifications with this, but no, it doesn't count towards the final mark, I'm afraid. Okay, so yes, you can. As I went through the Chartered Governance Study qualifying program, instead of taking corporate governance, you would take the health service governance, or if you take this, then you'll be exempt. It's really for in England and Wales. I'm not sure about Scotland. So the course runs from September to June. Okay, so we give you 3 years to complete. It's 4 attempt, 3 years, where you'll always have access to all of the learning material within that time. We don't just cut you off. Well, if you are a chartered secretary with experience in professional services, I'm not sure about, you know, if you could work in the NHS. I'm sure you could, and they might ask you to take a qualification. I wouldn't like to commit myself to answering that. Okay, is there any more questions coming through? I'll just have a look at the chat. So I can't see the chat, everyone. So I'm hoping that the panelists are going to answer any questions. If I start in September, but we'll be away on annual leave in March, will this affect the timings for the exam? Well, it just means that we're coming up to kind of like the final 2 webinars. So if you was away on holiday, you would have to come back, catch up, and be able to revise ready for your exam in June. But whilst you're on holiday, I don't want to say that you should do, but you can actually access it. If you've got a Wi-Fi, you can listen to the recording. Any more questions, anybody? I'm just saying I can get into my chat now to see if there's anything. Yeah, so it's 1 year, it's 9 months to complete, but as I said, you do get 4 attempts. Can I contact anyone at the Institute? Yes, please do. What do you want to know? You can type it here. I think I've answered everybody's question. Please retype in the chat box if if I haven't typed in answered your questions. Please go on the website, have a look. There's a really good information pack there. So there's an example of some of the study text, and you'll have the syllabus there as well. Any more questions, anybody? Oh, hang on, I think where is my local office at Lincolnshire? Um, can anybody answer that in the team? I'm sure this recording will be available straight after this session. Okay, and I can't see any more questions coming through. You don't need any preceding qualifications for this. It would help if you're working in the sector, because you know, otherwise it's going to be difficult to apply the knowledge and the theory to what you're doing in your everyday work. Okay, if there's no more questions, that was a very, very short introduction, but I think I've gone through everything with you. As I say, it's 200 hours of study, but don't forget that's your webinars, that's your task. So we do ask that you can commit 6 to 8 hours of study, and that's reading your study material, trying to do some of the test yourself knowledge examples, so that you come to your lectures with information and questions about the topics that you're reading, so that those tutor webinars really become effective for you. Is there anything to read before September? Well, as soon as you join, you are a student and you'll have access to the current study material. How much is the course? Can anyone answer that one? I think all of that information is on the website. Can someone in the membership team answer that question? Is the latest health service governance study text include ICS and the white paper that's been published? That depends. I mean, our study text is renewed and updated all the time, but if it's a recent thing, then that will be included in the next issue.
Hi, sorry, just with the course fee is currently £1,070.
Thank you very much. That course fee, as I said, includes your examination registration as well, and all of the course material, the webinars, the assignments marked for you, and enrolment onto the learner management system. Registration and certificate. Thank you. Okay, I can't see any other questions coming through. I'll mute myself just to see if there are, but I'll wait around for a little while. what are the opportunities after taking the course? Will it enhance employability in that sector? Well, as you can see the quote from Claire that I showed up before, that anyone with the qualification, if someone come in for an interview, she would hire the one with the qualification rather than the one without. But if the person did have more experience, then she would be asking them to if they would take the course. I'm sorry, I can't say how it enhance your employability other than what Claire has said. I'm afraid you can't pay in instalments. That's something that would be good to offer, but at the moment we don't offer that. And going back to the question about the local office in Lincolnshire, I'm sorry if you're still on here. I would suggest you go onto our website and type in Lincolnshire office in the search, and I'm sure that will come up. Okay, thank you everybody. Thank you very much for attending. Don't forget, if you have any questions, then please contact us. You can contact me. I think you'll be sent my details after this webinar. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. Sorry, I've just seen someone that says they've completed governance and grad ICA. Is there anything new that I can gain? Well, the thing new that you could gain is the health service qualifications. So if you've got corporate governance and you want to have information on different sector, then this would be a top up. This will be an add-on for you. The same as if you wanted to work in charity. We've had lots of people that are grad ICSA and now they've gone to work in a charity or offer services into a charity, and so they've taken our charity law and governance course as an add-on to what they've already achieved with us.